All I had to do was be honest. Cause see, years ago, I chose the non-humble approach and it blew up in my face. To where when I got out, if I wanted to go back into radio, I burned too many bridges for those that I pretended I was better than. Cause when I was in broadcasting school, I rubbed it in a little too much. Told myself I would never do that again. I was just so blinded that a guy that was never good in school or good at anything was so much better than a bunch of guys that paid the 12 grand to go to this school that my dad paid for. Thank you, Dad. Ha ha ha! Dad! Ha ha! Maybe we'll let you know that one day. The story behind the dad. The story of when Pesci said the word dad. So remember that, kittens. You might not believe in keep your enemies close. I'm not saying stick your schmecker in their grecker. I'm saying know how to play on the grounds without them even know you're playing. Why do you think schmuck boy or let me reverse that. Let me not say anything so you don't know what I'm talking about. 3, 2, 1, they forgot. Look into the light. Sorry, Will Smith, I'm not as good as you doing it. Okay. Now I forgot what I was going to say, so now I can't say something stupid. That's what we call exercise. I've always been known to say the wrong things. I didn't like going nuts on Alfred yesterday. That was a compilation of a few things. A, I wasn't extremely high. Usually that's the thing. But we've had that argument, dude. You know what I mean? If we're playing the I'm here for peace and kitten bullshit, then don't come in punking Dion, not the Sanders, because I will say shit like I did yesterday, take it a little too far with Roger Rabbit, like I like to say. Remember, the man that's saying it, take into consideration who they are. That's why a guy like Poochie never get me that upset. Remember, Poochie, you blocked me. I just said you couldn't sit in the chat and be Mr. Dion, not the Sanders. And Servap, your problem was you couldn't just be Servap, a fake troll. You had to adopt what the ones we hate say. So when you're like, I'm just some nice guy. No, you're not a nice guy. You're a bored guy. Bored at levels that I can't even put into words. As much as I would like to act like I have the brain of brains, your brain kind of interests me. Actually, all three of them. If there's fucking three of them. All three of those psychos. Well, you got my attention in some aspect. Why? Why is it this rebuttal? What drives that? Why can't we clean the goddamn milk up? Why can't we represent being a man? You know what I mean? It's not like you're coming in with the breaking news. Your fucking fairy tales of thoughts have been made by everybody. But when it comes to the actions you say, you got nothing, bro. I've heard your texts. And like I always said, this guy, this is like if I took it personal with fucking OJ or something. This guy knows very little. It's sad that he's the head troll. It's sad that he bothers himself with misinformation. Bring that one to Bolin. Basically just said, Kenny, what they think is not what. You've always told the truth. You've always painted the picture. Follow that recipe, and all your answers will be answered. You don't need no tricks, no behind the scenes. Like I said, it was like playing Jenga. It's easy to set up, it's much easier to knock down. You know what I mean? I might have took it a little too far. I might have cut off the turkey early. I might have proved my principles a little early than I wanted to. Because the fact of the matter is, I'm not done with you yet. And whether you are going to like to admit it or not, I promise by the words of the sheep dragons, I'll be back. And it won't be in an enemy form. No, it'll be as a friend of the gutter. Because we can't learn anything behind the wall. We need to be on that side. Whether we learn nothing, we learn nothing. But trust me, smarter heads know we need to be learning. Because learning, my friends, well, knowledge is power, like Frank taught me with the goddamn computer. You can do anything with these fucking things. You'll be a goddamn star like the Bolin. I'd rather do it from the ground up, Kenneth. Ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? But don't worry. We will be back. See what I did tell you, sir? When I said one day you would get rid of me, I also said, or maybe I didn't say, during that time, I'm going to learn something. I'm going to learn the next plan of movement. And in that plan of movement, usually by how the dominoes fall, we'll go over that later in the week, the dominoes fell into my favor. God, like I said, it's almost like everything else that's ever happened to me, bad luck, bro. Let me tell you, prison twice, taking stabs on people that ended up being 30 times worse than you could ever be. Mr. Bolin, like I said, you're a dolphin amongst the orca that swim below. For that, take your life jacket and go away. But I'm not done. So, as much as you want to beat around the bush, let's get back to the loot. Because the loot is what's important. And if you were wondering what I mean by loot, it's the words you won't hear. The words of wisdom. So from here on, I'm going to show you how the great Houdini is going to make himself reappear on the Bolin Alley. Or maybe I'll just have him come here. Maybe I'll have him come here. We'll have him come here. We'll have him come here. We'll make it harder. We're going to make him come here. Will there be blood? Will there be echoes? We will see. Because the freaks do come out at night, Kenneth. And in these days of solitude, one thing I learned. The ending can't be now. Whether you want to stick to guns, or smoking guns, or the ding-dong dinner, you got the attention of me. And if I had my sights on a goal, well, I probably wouldn't put it on air if I couldn't do it, because I'd probably look like a Dion, not the Sanders Schmidt, you catfish frying son of a bitch. And that's only because he said he would never do the A, B, and C. If he would have did it like a D, like Arwood, at least Arwood did it like a true Dion writer. You know what I mean? Just came out and said it late. Sorry, Papa spoke, Papa smoke. You know the rules, Pesci. You know what I mean? Even though I was the one that helped you when your car was broken, shit breed. You know what I mean? But we gotta let him live. PWO, he's the founder. The J.R. Wood is the founder of the PWO. I wasn't waving no PWO flag around. God bless him for it. It worked. You know, the Pesci power hour had a little beat to it. I don't know if I would ever use the word power, but that was good. For that worked, JG. For that, you can live. And if I truly wanted to be a wizard, I'm pretty sure I could get myself back in there. But I like the strong ones. I like the ones that swim in the salt water no matter what the repercussions could be. We all know there's sharks. We all know there's eels. We all know there's dragons. We all know there's Dions. Not the sands. You know what I mean? Vern. Whoops. And I'm not Bill Nye. There's a million things you could ask me and I'd be blind. But when we're talking about personalities, we're talking about shit I've seen, altercations. Well, yeah, I gotta actually say, being around people is something I've done. 1,000 days of incarceration under my belt, lived my 20s as a goddamn renegade on the streets, for Christ's sakes. Barely had one spot to spot the way they were chasing us around, whether it was me or the guys behind me. The Goon Squad was a real thing. Like Nemo always says, the gloves. Nemo had a pair of gloves just to ride around with in case shit got crazy. As stupid and silly as that sounds. The gloves got more work than goddamn Schmidt did on the bowling alley. Okay, final song. Turn off the voice. Shout outs, you heard them. This next week is what I like to call the tea kettle week. Clip this if you're gonna clip anything, you motherfuckers. Clip this shit right here. This is the juice. This is the beef that Jake brings to every taco. Did I just lose my train of thought? Marijuana. Fuck. Goddamn weed did it again. Where was I? Okay, back to the week of festivities. First of all, he said, yo, I'm back again. What's up, everyone? A little bit better this time. Next time, try this one, Andre. Yo, back in the build. Exclamation point, exclamation point. That'll run a lot farther. And you can actually run that one multiple. All right, Andre, give that a try. Yo, back in the build. B-U-I-L-D. Short for building, but say build because it's a part of the saying. You know what I mean? You know, as much as we love Schmiddleton, he does a great job of being Jake. Ha ha ha! Sorry, that was mean. That was mean. Yeah, basically, it was saying he could be Jake, but he can't be himself. Sorry, my bad. I apologize. The thoughts, you know, the grown-up see. sometimes. Fogs my vision. I could be a bad guy. I've been to prison for a couple times, for Christ's sakes. I've been around some of the biggest idiots, jack-offs, losers, thieves, scum, rapists, psychos, scumbag, drug dealer, losers you could ever be around. Guys that killed their dad, ask Ohio man. I told Ohio man not to ask people why they're in there. I never did that. Maybe if I got close, I'd ask them why you're in there. But I wasn't asking randoms like Ohio man did. This guy said flat out to Ohio, yeah, I shot my dad by the pond. Next thing you know it, this guy's walking around Ohio man because you showed friendship by asking him that question. You played this little get close game. Now this guy knows, yeah, you're a Marine. This guy told you that secret. He probably didn't even tell his bunkie yet that he killed his dad. That's why you gotta watch who you talk to in Lorain, Ohio. One day when you're working here, if you got the nards to come on, we'll get him on. He's always acting like he's afraid of the camera. Maybe we could get him to go no camera, and I'll get the Pesci cam. We'll dogman him. You know? But yeah, shout out to everybody that came. Like I said, this is it's almost the end of 2022, so let me put this into proportion. It is it's December. I did the first show by myself in June, and it wasn't even full go. It was like halfy, because the computer side is a bitch. Bigger bitch than Bolin was, I'll tell you that. But like we always tell you, Kenny, you know I'll always love you to the grave. Because as far as I'm concerned, and I've said it once, I've said it twice, Jumanji was not fun. You never know when you're getting fucking out. You had to wait for that guy to roll that number. The number that told me I could come out. And lucky for you, Bolin, you happened to be playing Jumanji and you didn't even know it. Think of the cash. If you were speaking my language off day one, you sure it wasn't you that knew more about me than I knew about you? Even though it's not the case. But I always knew the blanket was Theodore, Frankie. Shiny ass. Well, you know about my man. Illuminati. That eye and the triangle on the fucking $1 bill. You know what I mean, Ham? Keep your eye on the coin, just like Mario did. That's why I love the Mario Brothers. What's not to like about two guys running around collecting mushrooms and coins and searching for princesses that they get you know the rest. We don't want to say too much. Andre's only 19. I'll tell you this, Andre. I said you were young before you ever said the age. I'll tell you, when I was 19, you wouldn't have had nobody saying he's the young guy if he hasn't met me. So while in 2022, let's start getting 20 and let's get 20 quick. Let's get stronger. Let's get the phrases a little smoother. Yo, back in the bill. PWO for life, shit like that. Not little dingy fucking roller coaster shit. You know what I mean? You got a video game over there, bro. Even the fucking J Gecko came with a little strength. Oh, now 20, huh? Yes, 20. All right, well, listen. Going forward, we don't even want to talk about the numbers. Unless we're talking about mine. Real quick, fish fry motherfucker. You need to tell people next time you're on someone's show. Tell them about the time when I said, if it's not after Dutch Mantel, I believe. Was it Dutch? Yeah, Dutch, the dude from Memphis, the old guy that sounded like he was typing like Jake. But anyway, when that show ended and we were going to the Pesci part of the segment, I said if it is not meant to be, the number will go down and it will end. If the number goes up, it was meant to be. And I said that to Schmidt before they cut the cord. They cut the cord. What happened that night was they cut the cord, the number went up. The sports gods came after me. I'll tell the story about the sports gods another day. There is a God that haunts me. The bad luck of bad luck. The hustling God. The God that frowns upon those that live amongst the underground. Well, he came that night and cut my internet. First time it was ever cut on my computer. Ever that happened in the podcasting. And it was the first time I was by myself. You couldn't make the shit up. You could go find the episode. You know what I mean? I'll get it eventually. I was tired of watching some of those bored shows. Been there, done that, like the Pesci would say. But we'll let the Pesci fellow live for now. Some decisions he makes we'll live with. Some those we will deal with on our own accord. But for now, on top we will remain. Whether it looks like we're in the cellar or not, the strength, well, the strength is strong. The strongest chat in the biz. So kiss it. And now let me play this last thing. All right, this week on the Pesci Power Hour, we're going to keep the trend of keeping it real going. This is going to be a no-lie week. But like I said, listen to the words. I would never say anything that would get another man in trouble. So use your wording correctly, or you'll just get a hallway of mirrors for me. Ask Mr. Sampson about that. Fucking scared his ass. Some stalker you are, Robbie. You didn't like when Pesci just showed up on your goddamn lawn. That was kind of shocking, wasn't it? Yeah. Because I was tired of being a fucking guesser. Let's get to the bottom of this sea of bullshit. Let's figure out who's who. Let's pay off who we gotta pay off. Let's find out who Dion really is. Like I told Mr. Bolin once, am I a bad man, Kenny? Because when I found out you were a good guy, I was upset you weren't a bad guy. Because that's what I wanted, Kenneth. And you know deep down in those fucking DMs that I saved and sent copies to that catfish frying motherfucker. I mean, like I said, people, the teeter-totter and pros of cons showed us that Schmidt did well, to where he could get a send-off of respect and not a send-off of, like, bullshit. The teeter-totter of pros and cons. And if you're going to keep an ear to the streets, well, then no better than an ear like that. It's an ear that Here's the whispers that the best hearers can't hear. For those that the puzzle makers can't solve. For those that are looking down at their Dion, not the Sanders, and wondering what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? That's why this time, with the whole Jake thing, I'm not playing grown-up boy. No. If it's chaos you seek, Mr. Echo, then let me join. And in chaos we will wreak. And if they like us, they like us. If they don't, they don't. But I'm not crying. I don't give a fuck if you say thanks to me ever again. In fact, you could call me Dion Boy, not the Sand. You know what I mean? We're not a fucking bunch of Legos. We're a bunch of pieces of shit nothings. I do this so I'm not out front with the wild. I'm not out there in that casino making that decision. Playing poker with a full room of guys that could be working you. You know what I mean? I've been at the craziest tables. Heard the craziest of the crazy. Lie or truth. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta accept the underground. And when the underground fucking accepts you, that, my friends, that's a key to eternity. I say no more. The relationships you build will always overpower the fandom you create. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for a bunch of Dions. No pun intended. You catfish frying motherfucker. I love that too much, sorry. I'm gonna beat the hell out of it. Don't take it personal, suitcase. You know, you got a present coming in the mail. And I put a little piece of paper of authenticity with it, just in case. Oh, wait, Final J, right? Wait, hold on. Final J, this was kind of a halfie, so we'll do another Final J. Not hardwood. Scum. Here, I got something for JJ. And this is not the Bolin alley. This is the Pesci Power Hour. And we will live. Even though those tried to paint a not so pretty picture of some of the smartest minds in the business, like Jake would say. Nothing's a business until I start seeing coin. So until then, this is called fuckery. And where there's fuckery, there's gonna be ball busting. So you better learn to take a joke, okay? Or go start watching horror. And I ain't talking The Mermaid. Friends, for the rest of you, I don't think you need to know. Y'all know I love ya. I think y'all know this was always gonna be the end. Make sure you tip your bartender. Send Jake $1. Shout out to the Mountain Timer, Sheriff Whiteat, the catfish frying motherfucker, Jesse James, Jacob Waters. Shout out to the Shady J Channel Network. Let me get this fucking joint rolled. Hate these headphones, goddamn Dion. But don't worry, Andre. We're gonna work with you. We work with the wild here. Like Mr. Bolin said, this is a sanctuary. A sanctuary for those They couldn't handle the light. The outlaws. The ones we hate. The smart-mouthed bastards. The unvaxxed of the group. Shout out to them. So Andre, you got some thinking to do. Or you got some jokes to tell. Because Jake might be a child, but he's a funny one. That's that. And it was here day fucking one. And the day oneers will always be the day oneers. You know who you are. The final J is here, 6:43 on the clock. We will do a back-to-back 7-hour stream. Fuck you. So the final Jane, not Arwood. The founder of the PWO, who for no reason had a reason to leave the place where he's more respected. How much coin you making over there? For Bolin services, JJ. I'm pretty sure it was me that paid the coin, that started the roller coaster of memes, started the side hustle that you rubbed in my face with Mr. Echo. But don't worry, I think we all know I made you pay for that. Ha ha! Because that's what I do best, Mr. Dion, not the Sanders. I'm a man of many words. Thank you. Fourth time you said it. We would have been cooler too, but we do like a couple of these a night. Because in case we have any girls watching, well, we don't have to pretend you're Andre Little. We can pretend you're Andre Big. And the guy, Andre Big, is a respectable guy. So don't worry. You're a smart man. Much smarter than me. As I kick the volume up. Alright, final. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen. I might have to turn off the voice for the volume. Damn it. I was getting used to the fucking voice. I don't know if that's good or bad. Take it, leave it, smoke it, roll it up, sell it to your mother, give it to Jake, say hello to Mountain Timer, kiss your sister for me. Yeah, and he and John and Dingle and Barry and Shit Talker and Dion Sucker, not the Sanders, Middleton. And I would hate to say that we are getting much stronger. But if we let them know the cards, how are we gonna ever bet more? Always remember, Dion, play those goddamn cards in front of you. You gotta know when to hold them, and you definitely gotta know when to fold them. And you gotta know when to ride the bluff straight to your motherfucking ass, bitch. Cause I am, oh, I go by the Pesci and the Pesci power-up. But before that, we've always known I've sounded like that man. Or that man sounded like me. However you want to say it. He's an actor. I'm the real thing. I'm that thing. The Tin Man. Do what you do. My heart you cannot crush. It's already gone. We follow the art of the Tin Man. You follow the art of the Tin Man, your feelings won't beat you. You either got that or be a billionaire in art. So folks, it's not Christmas technically, let me tell you what the rest of the week's gonna look like. We got the Bolin watch along coming, where we are going to do a watch along and a breakdown, where you hear the show, we give comments, critiques. This is how I would have ran it. This is how you would have ran it. This is what I think this means. This is what I think that means. And that's because, Kenny, I told you I owed you one. And as long as I'm doing that, it could be much worse. So owe you one. Make sure the trolls get this to them. I wouldn't want them to miss it for the world. And remember, kids, don't let your feelings beat you. If your girl's ticking you off, you better learn Tin Man quick before she turns into a goddamn bowl of chicken noodle fucking soup. You're running around like our boy in the mountains. So don't be a fool. Listen to the words. Call your own destination unless the money is too good for you to call your own. We will listen to that. We'll listen to the cash. If the man that pays says, and he says for you to do that, or don't cash, and get the fuck out, or run with it, and know how to tell those around you, professionally, thoughtfully, smartfully, whether I'm the Tin Man or the goddamn Scarecrow. I know how to resemble looking like I care, whether I do or I don't. You have to present yourself in the best manner to where I expect people to return. They don't feel uncomfortable around me, Kenneth. We don't got a bunch of yes boy fucking Dion shavers, not the Sandys. You know what I mean? I didn't take it like, no offense, Mr. Alfred and Mr. Eric did. They took it a little too serious. Damn. I could have told them that was possible. Huh. You know what I mean, Vern? And if you don't believe me, you can ask the Nemos, the Phils and the Pats, the Jake Ungers. Like he said, there's not many OGs left, and they weren't saying that to get on my good side. No. I might be known as one of the biggest screw-ups ever, but my loyalty to the streets has made me a respectable person amongst those of the underground. And for those guys, I will always thank you, because they made sure I survived. And survival and Dion licking are two different things. Remember my words.